Hey guys, what's going on? Joseph Vollmer here again, and today is my first day off due to the coronavirus. Technically, as a mechanic, I am an essential employee. The only problem is, unfortunately, if people aren't driving to work, their crap's not breaking. And the other downside is, if they're not driving to work, some of them aren't working, unfortunately, which, you know, right now, as you can see, I'm at home in the garage, so I'm in the same boat. If we're not working, we're not making money. So I'm at home. That gives me plenty of time to work on some of the projects that I have here. And unfortunately, it decided that it was going to pour down rain outside today, so instead of being able to go outside and work on some projects, I've been in here in the garage. I have had a brand new tire for the front of my Honda Valkyrie sitting here in the garage all winter long. They had it on sale. I found it for 130 bucks on eBay for another Metzler Marathon, and I said, you know what, that's a hell of a good deal. I'm going to buy it. So I bought it back in the fall. Since I'm here today, I'm going to take the front tire off the bike, or the front wheel off the bike, dismount the tire. Do me a favor, if you haven't already, down there, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell that's right next to it. That way you get post notifications for all my upcoming videos. While you're here, while you're bored, sitting at home, whatever, check out some of the other videos on the channel. Maybe there's going to be something there that'll help you out. God, if I could quit saying When I take the wheel off the front of the bike, really, it's fairly easy. In the front of the lower fork, there's 2 pinch bolts on either side that I have to remove, and then I can take the axle out and the front wheel will drop out. And if you can see, I've got my jack set up underneath the bike already. So just going to jack it up, get the front wheel off, and then I will take you through mounting and balancing the tire. And stay tuned, because on this channel I'm also going to do a review. This will be the first time I bought it. It's up here on the shelf. Right up there is a Harbor Freight motorcycle wheel balancer, so we're going to put that to good use today. I bought it a while back. The last time I balanced this, I just used 2 5-gallon buckets and a rod, so it worked. I've got probably 14,000 miles on that tire now, and it's worn out. It's pretty well worn out. So here we go, guys. The first thing you're going to need to do a tire change, we're going to go ahead and pull the core out of the valve stem. That will let the air out of the tire. Now we need to break the bead, which is easier said than done by hand. So I'm actually going to back you guys out and set this tire on the floor. There it goes. Whew. Thank heavens. Alrighty. Got one side loose. Let's flip it over and go for the other. Well, here's the trick to breaking a bead, guys. Just take the pry bar, turn it backwards, a dead blow, work it all the way in. And then stand it up. When you first start, you have to take something else and work it in there to hold the gap. as you work your way around. Try not to smoke your hand with the hammer. Just take your time, keep working your way around. Once it kind of bottoms out, if you start prying up as you're hammering it in, it will help it peel. Ow, God bless. Peel that tire away from the wheel. Well, we should be about there. There she goes. She's moving now. There it goes. Whew. Finally. Now, to do this, I'm actually going to stand this up. I need to get that part of the tire in the bead relief. And then we're going to push down on the wheel to try and hold it there if I can. Which isn't going to cooperate. So, a bar in there, a rag in the hole, a little bit of oil, just to, there she goes. Now she slides right in. And as you can see, that's all there is to it. I just gotta walk it the rest of the way off. On the front side anyway. I have one more good pop. She comes over. Now we gotta get the back side off, which sometimes is easier said than done. Now that we're here, we can fold it back. With that extra oil on there, we should be able just to take the wheel and pop it out like that. Look at that. Alright. Alright guys, I'm back. I'm going to zoom you in here. It's the next day. But as you can see right there, in the edge of the wheel here, right in here, all that is leftover rubber and there's some aluminum corrosion. So I'm going to take a wire wheel. I'm going to clean all this up real well. And that way the new tire, when I put it on here, will seal. Now the wire wheel I'm using is just a El Cheapo from Harbor Freight. And as you can see, it's not a knotted cup brush. It's just a cup brush. It's not knotted. I don't want a knotted one because they're a lot more aggressive. I just want something to take the crud off the wheel. And as you can see, I'm just getting in there, cleaning that surface up. I'll zoom you back in now. And you can see how much cleaner that surface is. That'll give you a better seal between the tire and the wheel itself, because this is a tubeless tire. So I want that nice and clean so it seals up well. Now I'm just going to go around, do this bead surface, flip the wheel over, do the other one. It won't take very long. We got both sides cleaned up, and as you can see, I didn't mention this when I started, but you want to make sure you're wearing safety glasses, because those wire wheels, especially brand new ones, will tend to throw wires out, and I felt several of them. I don't have any of them stuck in my hoodie because I wasn't running the wheel that fast, but I felt several of them hit my hoodie and my glasses and my hat. So you want to keep that in mind. Make sure you're wearing the proper safety gear. I do have gloves on just because all the oils and stuff. I washed my hands a couple times yesterday when I go to eat or go get something to snack on or whatnot, and my hands were really drying out. So put a pair of gloves on today. No, I'm not scared of it. Not scared of getting a virus in the garage, but you know, just to keep my hands from drying out. So now that I've got that done, I've come back. I've gotten the rest of this wheel polished out. So if you want to catch the video on polishing this wheel, look for the card right up here. Check out some of the other videos on my channel. I don't know what order I'll post them in. We're going to go ahead and get this tire mounted up. Now, this is this is an ME880 Mexler Marathon. I had really good luck with the last one. It's a 150/80/17. These tires are directional, so if you look, there should be a rotational arrow on one side or the other. It's not on that side, so it should be over here. Where is it? There it is, rotation. It's right here. It's hard to see, but it says rotation. It's got an arrow that it rotates that direction. Now, that's very important because that has to do with the way that it clears water. Now, in order to make your life much easier mounting said tire, doesn't need to be Dawn, but get yourself some dish soap. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to take the tire and just using your fingers, your hands, whatever, we're going to squeeze a little bit of dish soap around the bead. Take our fingers and smear that stuff all over there. That'll make that that rubber nice and slick and much easier to get the tire on the wheel. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Try not to get any on the tire if you can avoid it, but you can always just roll the bike out and take some water and wash it off. It is just soap. It's not an oil or anything else. That's why I would not recommend using an oil for this on a motorcycle tire. Just use some dish soap. It'll work just fine, and you don't have to worry about trying to get oil out of the rubber after you mount it. If you're replacing the valve stem, always make sure that your valve stem is pointed to the side of the wheel that the bike would be the side of the wheel that would be uphill when the bike is leaning on the kickstand. Now that I've got it all soaped up and I know which side of the wheel, which way the wheel is going to rotate when I mount it, I'm going to take the tire. First thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to slide the wheel into the tire, about like so, if I can. Yes, now we've got it started. We're going to stand it up. I'm going to spin it around so you guys can see this. And yep. Cripes. Once you get it stood up, sometimes it's a little easier to pry in. Sometimes it's not. But I don't know if you can see, I'm actually in there with my thumb, and I'm able to work it over the bead. So we're going to try that approach. I'm going to lay it back down for a second. Be a lot easier to push on this way. But I'm going in here with my thumb, and I'm just going to try and, it's easier said than done, I'm telling you. Have patience, you can do this. That's all you have to do. Just be patient, it'll go. on. Now I want to start on the outside bead. Set this down here. I want to get one side of the tire down into the relief in the wheel. I'm just going to do that by kneeling on it, and that'll help to hold it down there. And then I can take my tire spoon and start working it over the edge of the wheel. And this is where you just take your time and be patient. You get enough dish soap on there to slick her up. She'll cooperate. Just keep working your way around a little bit at a time. Use your body weight to hold the tire on, or in, so otherwise it'll try and pop back out on you. The further around you get, you're just going to take a little bit smaller bites each time because it's going to get tighter. Now we're down to our last little bit here. Okay, so for this last little bit, I'm going to have to use my pry bar so I get enough angle to get up and over the edge of the wheel. And then it should just flop right on, just like that. Alright, now she's on. Oh, we need to look because there should be a painted dot on the tire. Right here. That red dot, we want to rotate the wheel around as long as we can. Should have paid a little more attention to that when I was mounting the tire. But you want that dot to line up with the valve stem, because that dot indicates the lightest point of the tire. So you want it to, you want to try and match it up with the valve stem. That way the tire will balance with less weight. And unfortunately, this thing's not wanting to be real cooperative at the moment. Now you can see my valve stem right here is lined up with the red dot. So we're going to flip it back over. Make sure I've got plenty of air in the compressor. Make sure we're on the bead all the way around. Looks good. Everything looks even. So, I'm going to get my valve stem. There we go. Now, take a little bit of your dish soap. Now, that's pretty thick. It started to dry. You can smear it in there and see if you make sure it's not leaking. But now I'm at 24 pounds, so we're going to take this up to 35 where I want it. I'll have to get a new cap for this, but that's not a big deal. Now, I am going to remove my balance weights here. Got a 1/4 ounce clip on. I'm going to save that one. These stick-on weights, we're just going to peel off. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how to balance the tire using a Harbor Freight tire balancer, or motorcycle tire balancer. But before I can balance it, I'm going to have to get this brake rotor back on. That way you're balancing not just the tire and the wheel, but also the brake rotor, so all your rotating mass on the front of the bike is balanced. That's all it takes to mount a motorcycle tire. Check out the card up here for how to balance it, or just look for my next video. If you've subscribed and hit the notification bell, you'll see it. And I'm going to get all this cleaned up, get my brake rotor mounted back on the front of that wheel, and then we're going to then I'll show you how to balance it. And once I get it all balanced, I'm going to take it outside and wash it off, because it's got soap and polishing compound and crap all over it now. So one thing I do want to show you guys, if I can find it. Now, this tire, and I'm not terribly worried about it because it's been stored in a warehouse. I mean, you can tell. That's obvious by the look of the tire. Still looks brand new. But on this side, right over here on the bottom, I'm going to try and zoom you in if I can. Okay. Get about center of the screen. Right here. There we go. If it'll show up. Come on. Some light on here. Okay, you can see those numbers. They're upside down. But it says 4/9 of 14. Right? Right there. Okay? That is the date of manufacture. This tire was manufactured the 49th week of 2014. So it is an old stock tire. That's probably why the price was reduced. So I am going to be a little more careful with it. The tread compound, if I push on it, the corners of the tread blocks, it doesn't feel like it's dried out much. So I'm not too concerned. I'm going to take it a little easy first and just make sure it handles all right. But that's probably why the price was reduced, because it was an old stock tire. But the upside is, if it has outgassed a little bit, where some of the petroleum distillate gases have come out of this rubber, it will get a little bit harder. They normally do, the longer a tire sits. But it also means that I should get a little bit longer life out of it. So, kind of a double-edged sword. I'll have to be a little more careful in wet weather. But it might last me a little bit longer. We'll see. So, and just so you guys know, real quick, the mileage on the bike. Current mileage is 97,841 miles. Alright, so we're at 97,841 miles on the bike when we're putting this tire on. We're going to see how long this tire lasts. This tire is 7 years old. Like I said, it's 7 years old going on the bike, so it may last a little bit longer. Okay, my old tire was manufactured in the 48th week of 17. So it went on the bike in 18, so it was about 6 months old when I put it on. This one's 7 years old. We'll see what kind of difference we have in a 6-month-old tire versus a 7-year-old tire that's been sitting in a warehouse. Now, it's been out of the light, so I'm not concerned, but we'll just see. So, at any rate, guys, stay tuned for the next one.